Hello, sunshines. This is Shauna, also known as Creative Stitching Diva, and you are listening to Chronicles of a Crochet Diva Podcast. Enjoy. Hello, sunshines. How art thou? How art thou? How was your day, your week, your Sunday? Did you have a good day? Were you able to accomplish everything that you were supposed to accomplish? Yeah, because it's been really hard for me the past week or two to accomplish some things. Like they could be minor, they could be major, they could be anything. And it was just so hard for me to accomplish them for some reason. Um, I don't understand. I don't understand. But maybe you are going to have to tell me what am I doing wrong. Someone just told me in one of the groups, and I don't know what group it was, but it's in my group. Someone told me that I had needed to do some preventive medication and stuff like that. I think I'm a little over that part. I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm a little over that part. I think I need a little more than vitamins and stuff, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Now I got hiccups. Um yeah, so I didn't want to do this at all because I didn't want to talk about the C word, Rona. I didn't want to talk about the C word. I didn't want to talk about, so I have to say certain things before I get cut off. I don't want YouTube to cut me off. I don't want to not be able to get my monetized. I don't get a lot of money anyway. Get like what, 15 cents per so often. So, I just want my 15 cent. Like I like penny candy. So it would be nice to have a little bit of your coins. And um yeah, so I would like the little bit of coins that I'm gonna get for doing the YouTube channel. So I don't want to say it and they take it away from me. So I'm not gonna say the C word. I'm gonna say Rona. And what I'm gonna say is basically that Rona has it made an impact in our lives, and some people had like some positives in their business where others had negatives in their business. Some people had found out that their health was declining. Sometimes there's health issues that you're going through and it may be dormant, and COVID made it come out. In the beginning of the pandemic, when everything was shut down, this was back in March of 2020. And I myself at that time, and I mentioned this many, 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 many times. At that time, I did a transformation contest. And in the transformation contest, I actually won. So I went from 330 something pounds to I think I lost about 80 at that time. Altogether, it was 100. And I was like, I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. Like I was really, really, really feeling myself because I'm like, wow, all these years. It took me all these years to finally lose the weight. No, you know what? I need to disconnect this thing. Yeah, it took me all these years to lose the weight. I finally was able to lose the weight, and then bam, I get coronavirus. It took me a while to see exactly where I got the coronavirus from. We figured it out. It took a while for me to see the path that I had to go through with having corona, being in a pandemic, us not knowing anything, and then knowing a little bit of something. And then, it was just stuff on top of stuff on top of stuff on top of stuff. So when it came down to my business, before the pandemic, I was in a spot where I was comfortable. It wasn't overly great. It wasn't bad at all. I had some great days. I had some good days. Very, very, very little bad days. But I was on my transformation thing, like where I felt like I needed to be a better me mentally. I need to be a better me physically. I need to be a better mom, a business person. I needed to better be a better Shauna. And so that's why I started going to therapy. Um, I did a program called Able To, and Able To was the program that helped me tremendously. They have a therapist and they have a coach, and the coach and the therapist speak to you every single week. And you speak to the coach first, and then you speak to the therapist. Now they're supposed to go hand in hand, and at the same time, I got the best of both worlds. I was able to get the coach that complemented the therapist because they actually didn't have to know each other, but it just so happened that they did know each other, and um their examples were great together. So with my coach and my therapist, they were able to give me some type of lessons, because they gave me, not only did they talk to me to get out my feelings, they gave me lessons, they gave me homework, they gave me things to write in a journal, and then I would have to read it at the next level, at the next session. It was deep. It was deep. I never looked into going to therapy as not only being able to help me mentally, but it helped me physically. It helped me look at how good a mom I was, but then it helped me look at some struggling issues that I had as being a mom. It helped me look at being a girlfriend, the good, the bad, and the ugly of Shauna. So in my brain, I'm thinking, I am this great girlfriend. I am this great mom. I am this great friend. And in reality, when you are literally looking at yourself from a different way, okay, I'm good, but I wasn't great. And then to have outside people tell you some things that you like, well, you don't know me. So, I get defensive, and I honestly believe that I'm a great person, a good friend, and wholeheartedly, I will give you my last. But I realized that was also hindering me as well. And let me tell you, this pandemic, it wasn't supposed to, but it did open that up for me. I'm going to explain that. But then anything that I do, I'm going to talk about it because this is a podcast and this is what I'm going through, right? But I'm also going to talk about the positives of it. What happened? What did I do? How did I overcome, if I ever overcame? And how was I able to succeed in my business, or if I'm still trying, struggling, or whatever? So that's what I'm going to do today, and talk to you about. Let me tell you something. This is very hard for me, and I kept pushing it off because it's certain touchy topics that I did not want to touch, but I'm gonna do it because my therapist is saying this is healing. Like, they feel like I'm at a point in time where it's okay to talk. It's okay to help other people because someone may be going through the same thing and not realizing that there are other people out there who is going through the same thing. And maybe you guys can collaborate together and try to help each other. And I actually said something smart because, every now and then I have like a little smart ass mouth. So I actually said something smart. Like, I'm not a doctor, but then like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And then I pushed it back another month. But here we are, over a year and a half. It's been over a year and a half, almost 2 years. And I am still going through those same symptoms, if not worse, than what I had when I had COVID. Same symptoms, if not worse, than when I had to figure out what is going on, or why am I feeling like this. It got some craziness, some craziness went on, but I'm gonna explain that in a second. So if you noticed, right? If you followed me from the beginning up to now, you notice that I've been drinking water. Nothing but water. Every now and then you saw me with my bang. I still have my bang. And I'm gonna explain the bang. Because people who know me like, what's up with you and that bang? Like, why are we doing this, sis? And I just realized my earring fell. I had to explain that. I had to explain, what's up with me in this bang? Why am I drinking this bang? I had to explain that. I had to explain the water. Now, I love water. I drink water, but why am I drinking so much? I have to explain that. Um, there's a lot of patterns that a lot of people noticed and didn't notice about me that has changed since COVID, since the pandemic. I'm not supposed to say that. I'm just going to say the C word because I'm really not supposed to say that. I'm going to say the C word. I'm going to show you what's in my pocketbook. I'm going to show you what's in my pocketbook because that's something that I have to think about on a daily basis as well. That's something that I don't think people understand. But if you don't have the things that I have in my bag, there's a chance that I may have to end up going into the hospital. Yeah. So these are the things I'm going to talk about that has been impacting my life for the last couple of months. It's been longer than 18 months. I got COVID March of 2020. So it was what the hizzy is going on? The end of March of 2020. I believe I did my transformation contest. Yes, I did the transformation contest at the end of it was the end of February. So that last week in February, the contest was up until the end of March. Now my birthday is in March. So when I did my birthday, I was like, I wanted to do the weight loss transformation thing before that because by my birthday, I wanted to, look different, feel different. I'm over 40. I just wanted to be a different Shauna. This is definitely before the pandemic. Of course, I heard some of the Rona stuff. I heard what was going on. But again, we didn't really know what was really going on. We didn't realize it was about to be a shut in. What I mean by we was all of us. But at the time, my boyfriend and I had a gym membership. So we would go to the gym and we would work out at the gym, and so these are the things that were a day to day thing in my life. I would have a routine. I would get up. I would take my vitamins, medicine, drink my smoothie, go for a walk, come home. I swear, every single day. And this went on for like 3, 4 months. I would go out. Whether I had to walk my son, I doubt I walked my son. I think he went to school himself. But I would go out. Either I would go to the store or wherever. Sometimes I would walk to the fruit market, which is like 10 blocks away, and I would purposely do that. Walk all the way down there and then walk back home. Sometimes I walk further, whatever. As long as it was over an hour walk. I would come home, I would do my smoothie, I would do some work, and then I would exercise later on that day. So this was an all day thing, all day. When I realized it was working for me, it gave me a lot of energy. I was able to focus more on my work and I just felt so good. I said, this is just going to be me for the rest of my life because I just felt so good. When people say exercise, you'll feel better, you don't want to hear that. Like, what? Who wants to feel better after you just did like 50 push-ups or like, 50 squats or something like that? Like, no, really. Sis, it worked. It made me feel better. It really, really, really did. It was crazy because sometimes I would have to take like I used to take these liquid things called stackers. And no, was it stackers? No, 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 no. That 5 minute energy thing or an espresso shot or something like that just to get my boost. Because I have an autoimmune disorder and a lot of times I have fatigue, like really bad fatigue. So that will help. But I really did. I found myself not really needing it a lot. Sometimes I would pour it in my smoothie and drink it, but it didn't have to be every single day like I used to. So I was liking it and I was loving it. And I thought that we were going great. After my birthday, I did a live during my birthday because the live was showing proof that my hard work was paying off. I bought me an outfit and I bought the outfit 2 sizes too small on purpose. So by the time I wore that outfit, I wore that outfit. It's still in my it's still in my photos on Facebook from 2020 last year. I did a video as well. I think that's still there too. So the video was basically saying, what did I do? What did I do to lose weight and all of that? Because people was asking, people want to do the same thing. They want to know, what did you do? Because I know you had a hard time. Yeah, I did. Um, so after that, March 30th was the contest. And of course, it was people saying, we shouldn't do this. We shouldn't have the contest because we are in the middle of we was just beginning a pandemic. And they felt like, well, we're in a pandemic now. Like, why are we even having the results? Well, because there were some people that still was doing what they had to do. Like me. To be honest, I think I was the only one that was still doing what I was supposed to do. So I won the transformation contest. Not only was I transformed physically, I was transformed mentally. I showed my pictures, I proved it. I wore an outfit that was like tight. It was so tight. My belly was hanging out and everything. And then I wore that same outfit after the transformation contest and I was able to fit it. But not only was I able to fit it, like I had room. So yeah, that's what I showed. Those are the pictures that I spread out a lot too. If you follow me, you may have saw the pictures. Um, because I still sometimes use the pictures. I This routine was still a habit, even though school stopped because my birthday was March 11th. They stopped everything that same week. Everything went on stop. That week, I think that week or the following week, I was supposed to go away, Atlantic City or something. That stopped. Everything just stopped. Everything. Got my son from school, last day of school. They said he couldn't come back until, notice. And then that wound up not being. So these are the things that just started happening. Now, I have a son who's in college. Well, he graduated. He was in college and he gave the phone call saying they telling us that we have to leave and we can't come back. The only people who were able to stay on campus was those people who were international. If they were international, they just had to prove and they stayed on campus. My son got kicked out. He had to come home. He's telling me, Ma, I'm quitting this, I'm quitting that because I don't want to get you sick. So I think my son was way more on point than I was. I was a little nonchalant and I don't know why. I don't I don't know why. I was a little nonchalant because I don't think we realized the seriousness of the situation. I didn't. I didn't. I didn't know. But my son, and his girlfriend definitely was up on the news. they they did not play. They were watching the news, they were watching what was going on. So they started buying things that I couldn't get at that time because I guess it was too late. I waited too late. Um they had gloves, they had masks, they had sanitizer, they had the disinfectant spray and sanitizing spray. They had all of it. When we went to Walmart to try to get more stuff, there was none. There was no toilet tissue, there was no paper towel, there was no water, there was nothing. So my son and I was just going from this place, that place, just try to grab what we could because I prepare myself all the time. Like some of us shop so that we don't have to shop every week. And that's me. Like I didn't really need the toilet tissue, but I wanted to get it because I didn't know what was going on. Everything was high, like the regular thing of toilet tissue. It I think people were selling the toilet tissue for $2, and sometimes it's like 79 cents, 80 cents. They were selling it for like $2. So it was getting really scarce. It was getting real crazy. Um, my son said he wasn't gonna do DoorDash or anything. So basically he was nervous about paying his car payment because he decided to not do that so that he wouldn't get me sick. Or was it the other way around? No, I think he's stopped. He I don't remember. I don't know. He stopped his work. Let's just say that. He said, "My last day of work is going to be on this day. And after that," he said, "Mom, I'm not going to work anymore because I don't want to get you sick." Again, I have an autoimmune disorder. I had breast cancer. I'm overweight. I'm African American. Like, these are the things we just wanted to make sure I did not get sick. Um, I didn't even know what it was. I didn't know what I was getting sick from. I didn't know. I just didn't want it. I almost felt like it was something that would have invade my body, and I just didn't want something like that to invade my body. So I was just doing what I had to do. I kind of didn't go out because we spent one whole day just getting everything that we needed from the daytime to the evening. We just spent that whole day getting whatever we needed. Came home and I just stayed in the house and did some work. I had this that just came in. I ordered this right before everything started shutting down. Um Something happened where I had received a lump sum of money, and I had got some things for my son too, and all of that stuff was coming. But when this came, I just wanted to hurry up and put it up because I had all this yarn that I had in boxes and stuff. So I wanted to put this up. I was exercising right before I it was a Friday. I would never ever 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 forget this. I don't remember I do know it was a Friday. It was the Friday, I think it was the last Friday of the month, and I remember watching Honey Boo Boo. I can't ever forget this. I will never forget this. I was watching Honey Boo Boo and um exercising, but I usually exercise for like 45 minutes um or more or less depending on how I felt. I would definitely do that. It was the 27th of March, 2020. I remember that. Yep. March 27th, this is this the exact day. I would never forget it. I was exercising. I was following this app. I had this app and I cast it on my TV and I am watching it and I'm like, they doing like some exercises that I know I can rock because I do the hip hop with Phil step first thing, and I can like I'm on it like because by that time I was really into my exercising to the point where I went from doing exercises 10 minutes 15 minutes, I just kept going up and up and up because again, I was 300 and something pounds. So it was very hard for me to start off doing more than 10 minutes. I would do 10 minutes a day, 5 days a week. And then it just kept on progressing. The progression went on to, like I said, an hour and a half. I was doing exercising. And that was the second time around because the first time I would go walking for like an hour. So I was just in love with exercise, and then it made me feel so good. And that day that I just could not exercise, I was out of breath. I just kept getting out of breath, and I'm like, "Am I out of breath? I'm not doing anything." Like the exercises that I was doing with this app, it was like corny exercising. It wasn't. I don't even know what made me do it, but I was doing it, and I'm like, "Why am I I just kept doing that, but I'm laughing because I'm like, "What is going on with me?" But I was like, "Okay, all right, I'm out of breath." Um, so I didn't do the whole thing because I'm like, I just don't understand why I'm so out of breath. Um, I didn't do the whole entire exercise. I had to keep sitting down, and I'm in my mind, I'm like, but I've done stepping. I have a stepper. The stepper is right behind me. I have a stepper that I can be on for like 45 minutes. Why can't I do this two step from one side to the next side. I can't do this two-step and a clap, two-step and a clap. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do the two-step and a clap without being out of breath. So I sat down. Then I said, I gotta do this. I gotta do this. And that's where I'm very proud of myself. During that time, I was very like, no matter how tired I was, no matter how much pain I was, I would take a break. I would drink water, but I would get back up and do it. And I would not stop until it's completed. And that's how I was able to progress. I was doing even I went from 10, 15, 20, 50. I think I was doing 100 squats a day. Like, I got a derriere on the back and I got a true donkey. So I wanted the donkey to be a little, shaped. So I was really doing my squats and stuff like that and making sure my thighs and stuff was good. I just wanted to wear a cat suit, y'all. I wanted to wear a cat suit. That was my goal. That cat suit that I had my eye on. Um, and Rona took it away from me. But I'm gonna get back there. I'm gonna get it. So after that, I realized, okay, I'm out of breath. Let me just sit down. And while I'm sitting down, let me put this together. Because, like I said, that just came in that day. I said, let me put that together. So as I am bending down, standing up, putting the things together, trying to figure out, like it's a puzzle. I have another one over there. So I did do that one. So I knew how to do that. So I'm just putting it together. And I couldn't. I had to keep sitting down. Then I had to sit down and put it together. I still couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I could not put this damn thing together. And I didn't understand why. Why can't I do it? Because I was just so, I kept going like this. I was so out of breath. I would sit down. I was like, okay, let me catch my breath. Meanwhile, I'm just watching the Honey Boo Boo child. I'm just watching Honey Boo Boo. But then it got to the point where I just couldn't watch Honey Boo Boo no more. I couldn't watch it. Something was like bothering me. So I said, um, something is wrong. And I don't know what. Like, what is wrong with me? So I was talking to my boyfriend on the phone. And on the phone, I was talking to my boyfriend and I just kept saying, I don't know why I'm just so out of breath. I just keep being out of breath. And didn't think nothing of it at all whatsoever. And then something clicked. I went to go to the bathroom and I felt like I was gonna pass out. And I was like, I had to sit down in the middle of going to the bathroom. So my bedroom is in there. Here is my living room. The bathroom is right there. I had to sit here because I couldn't get there. So I said, something is wrong. Something is wrong. And then I said to my son, because again, like I said, they were on point when it came down to buying gloves, masks, sanitizer, all of that. They were on point, not I. I said, do y'all have a thermometer? I had one, but it was one of those little kid ones. Do y'all have a thermometer? And they gave me their thermometer again. My son and his girlfriend, they swear they married. They had it. They had the damn thermometer. I felt so whack because they had it. Um, and I went in the bathroom. Now my son is getting up. My oldest. He was like, "Ma, what it say?" Like now, you could tell in his face, but I didn't want to say anything. I got to be the cool, calm, and collected. Plus, I had my 9 year. No, not he not 999. No, 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 no. What is he? He's 12 now, so he was 11. So he was in there, and I was like, "We don't need to say this out loud because I don't know what's going on, and I didn't want the 11-year-old to worry about it, right? These we don't even know what's going on with this pandemic or whatever, so I didn't want to alert him. I went in the bathroom, I took it, and the first time that I had took the thermometer, it didn't go up. I think it was like 99.9 or something like that. So I just looked at it and I was like, I'm not gonna sweat it, right? Maybe it's because I couldn't walk from my bedroom to here. So I waited 30 minutes. I took it again. Meanwhile, I'm still on the phone with my boyfriend. When I took it again, it was 101.9. Never will I ever forget what happened next because I forgot. I passed out. I was on the phone with him and he said all he heard was and click. So my son was like, "What's the matter? Like, what happened?" And he actually saw the thermometer and it was a digital one. And he was like, let me take mine. He took his. His was 102. This was higher than mine. But he didn't know. He had no idea he was getting sick. So I'm like, after I came to, I'm like, don't tell that one in there. That's what I just kept saying. Don't talk loud. I didn't want him to know. So we realized something was wrong. The next best thing to do was to make some phone calls. Again, this was a Friday evening at nighttime. Who was I calling? Who was I speaking to? I had no idea. I um was trying to like look online to see what hotlines was out. To be honest with you, there really wasn't a lot. There was one hotline that I was able to get the hotline and it just kept ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing. Now I'm nervous. Now I'm scared. Now I'm like, I'm gonna die. Cause I just by that time, once you know what is going on, that's when I really could not breathe at all. I couldn't breathe. So I literally stayed on the phone with my boyfriend all night long because I really thought I was gonna die. The thing about it is I kept thinking about those two in there. If something happens to me, what would happen to them? And so I had to keep like, okay, I'm gonna be okay. I just kept saying that to myself. I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be all right. To be honest with you, if it wasn't for people telling me, "Do not go to the hospital," I would've went to the hospital, and it would've been on and popping from there. And the reason why I say that is because I could not breathe. It was to the point where if I laid down a certain way, I thought I was gonna die because I felt so out of breath. I can even feel me, like, getting lightheaded, which is horrible, right? I have this thing on my phone that gives, like, the pulse ox. It just so happens that that was disconnected. All that time previously, I would do my pulse ox because I needed to do it when I exercise. I think they purposely took that away during that time. I don't know if anybody noticed it, but I did. They took it off. I was even trying to download apps and stuff, and when I did that and I tried to download the apps and stuff, it was giving me a low percentage. Like, I really need to go to the hospital. I wouldn't go because I called my girlfriend who worked at the hospital and I'm telling her how I feel and she was like, "Oh my gosh, whatever you do, do not come here." Like that's the crazy thing. Everybody's telling me don't go to the hospital, but I felt like I could not make it. I couldn't make it. It was bad. It was real bad. Mm, So I'm gonna do a long story short, right? I wanted to at least go into how I found out. So now that I found out, right, we just gonna push it along. I had this feeling of I can't breathe. I was so out of breath from my bedroom going to the bathroom. Imagine having to go to the bathroom. You can't even walk to go to the bathroom. And that's what I was. I could not walk to go to the bathroom. I could not get up to get something to drink. I couldn't. It was so much I had to do. And then I wanted to stay away from the little one because I didn't want him to get sick. Little did I know he was already sick. I just didn't know. I had no idea. And I'm glad I didn't know because if I did, I don't know where my mental would have been. I didn't know that he was positive until months later after, we were all negative and everything because we all took the antibody test. And that's how I found out that he was sick as well. So, the strange uh, thing of events that went on is because we got it so early, I think we had a strain that was very, very, very bad. Like, very bad. That early bad strain. And it affected our lungs bad. We went to the City Med, I think that's like a urgent care, and they test our lungs, we did an X-ray, we did a CAT scan and stuff like that, and you could tell there was like scar tissue in there and stuff like that. That messed up our lungs bad. Now I have my oldest son is a college football player, always been active, always ran, always tackled, always he couldn't even walk up the stairs, y'all. He couldn't walk up the stairs. He couldn't go from one room to the other room, and I get out. Mm-mm. And then he 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 started getting real bad. Like my son was worse than I was, and it could be because he's younger, and I was trying to be that strong mom, so I didn't tell him that I was feeling the way I was feeling. But I'm pretty sure he was feeling the same way I was feeling, and he was bad. Like, he actually did have to go to the hospital because he was bad. He was real bad. He kept coughing, and when he was coughing, he's coughing stuff up. It was bad. Like, it was bad. So, went by. We did take the test. We went out, we took the test. It was just my oldest and myself. We took the test. We got the test, and it came back positive. They called my son on Easter Day. On Easter Day, they called him and said that he was positive. I automatically knew I was. And they called me 2 days later. It was the state that called. Now, the state called us like every week. Um, why I don't know, they call us every week because not everybody got it like that. No, not everybody had the state call them as much as they called us. I was told because of the strain we had, but they never told us what that was. They never told us. They literally was calling us every single week though, and they wanted us to do studies. They wanted us it. I was like, no, I don't want to have anything to do with this. Nope, 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 nope. Um, my son was not the same. I could tell he was not the same mentally. He was not the same physically. He just wasn't my oldest anymore, and I could tell. Me, I was trying to do whatever I needed to do, but it was bad. I couldn't do it. When it came down to my business, um, during that time, for the very first time, because again, this is around the time I lost the most amount of weight in my adult life. So the weight that I lost, I said I was gonna make myself something. Plus, I did a don't rush challenge with my girls and my cousin. We did that, and I still did it while I was sick, but I was prolonging it a little because I couldn't breathe. I was literally crocheting like like that when people would call me and see how I was doing. I was like I couldn't talk, and that happened for like 2 months. I was like that. I went to the store because no one was here to help us. Y'all, I had to walk to the store. How can I walk to the store and I couldn't even walk to my living room? And I did it. I have kids. I had no other choice. I had to walk to the store. It was times I felt like I was gonna pass out. COVID gave me the symptoms of hand and foot syndrome, and I had that when I had chemo, so I knew exactly what it was. I had hand and foot syndrome. I had to put my hand in the freezer sometimes because it hurt so bad. I had I couldn't breathe. I had regular common cold symptoms, body aches, pain, um, headaches, fatigue, nausea. why was I feeling nauseated? I felt like I had stomach aches, like nauseous if I smelled stuff, and I couldn't smell or taste at all. I just gave up on eating. I didn't want to eat. And then I was drinking a lot of water because I was losing weight, but the intake of my water increased tremendously to the point where I'm like, well, dang, do I have diabetes or something? Because why am I drinking this water like this? Like, no amount of water was enough. None. Like, I was drinking like 4 and 5 bottles of these, and it was like still the beginning of the day. It was to the point where it was excessive and it worried me. Cause then I still had to go to the bathroom a lot, and I couldn't even walk to the bathroom without having out of breath. So I already have asthma, but it wasn't that bad to the point where I would have asthma attacks all the time. It wasn't that bad at all. It got to the point where I was spraying my inhaler like 20 times a day. No lie, no exaggeration. We had to use the nebulizer. I had 2 of them, just so happened. But the one that don't use a nebulizer, the one that never really had asthma problems, is the one that needed it, and that was my oldest. The nebulizer was in there with him. If y'all don't know what the nebulizer is, it's a machine that you use for asthma. So they have the portable one so that you don't have to keep going to the hospital. So I have that. I had that. I had medicine. I did call my doctor, my son's doctor, my doctor, so we all can have our own. And it was just a task, right? The day of Easter, that's the day we found out we was positive. I wanted it to be as normal as possible. So I said, I will cook. I need your help. It was no way possible I was going to be able to cook a Sunday dinner, Easter dinner, without having help. I had to bring the chair in there while I cooked because I couldn't stand up and cook. I couldn't. So I had to have the chair there and I had to sit down. And even still, it was a lot. I was so out of breath. It was a lot. Um, but after Easter, it was still like I'm out of breath. What is going on? When is this gonna go away? No one can tell me. No one was able to say, if you do this, you'll feel better. So we was going to the doctor and getting blood work and x-rays and this and that, and no one could tell us anything. By the end of the year last year, I'm gonna say October, November is when I can actually say I started being able to breathe a little bit more. But I had really bad attacks. So say I went outside and I was fine, and the next thing you know, as I'm walking to the store, I'm like, and I'm getting out of breath, and I had to stop. So I got worried because then now I'm thinking I'm gonna be going through this for a long time. That I just felt like it. I'm gonna be going through this for a long time because it was just so hard to walk, especially with the mask on. It was so hard to talk. It was so hard to do things. But it was periods where I will go without and I will be good and I will be fine. And then bam, it will come back again, those symptoms. I was tired. It was just so many things happening. And my son too, like he would go out and say, I'm gonna go run. I'm gonna go to the park and I'm gonna just run because he was told that if he ran and do all of that and like push through it and breathe, that he would be good. I didn't think it was a good idea, but you can't tell a 21-year-old that because they think they know everything. But those symptoms are symptoms that I was still having. Until today, I still have some of those symptoms. And when I go to my doctor and I say, what is going on? Why am I still feeling like this? He's like, I don't know, Miss Givens. I really don't know. Because in the beginning, when I was saying, when am I ever going to feel better? When am I ever going to feel like, normal? And he would say, you're going to feel normal. It's going to come back. You're going to get better. Just keep doing what you're doing and take your vitamins. You'll be fine. And then all the way up until The last time I went to was like a month ago, 2 months ago, August. I went to him. He's like, I don't know, Miss Gibbons. They don't know anything. They don't know. They have no idea because this is new for everyone. So I don't know. I didn't know. Did it help my business? Yes and no. Yes. It helped? No. It didn't help. And I'm gonna tell you where it helped at and where it didn't help at. But before I get to that, I'm gonna show you what I have in my bag. Now, this is where this is starting to get mental now. Again, over a year. A whole year passed March 27th, right? That was when I had the first symptom. March 27th of 2001 passed. Here we are in October, going in November. So all of these months, right, is almost 2 years, and I still have these symptoms. So here, I have to carry this. This is albuterol sulfate solution that you put in the nebulizer. The nebulizer is this. This is the portable one. This is what I got after effect because when we realized that it was still bad, I had to get the real tiny portable one. You put the medicine in here and you just turn it on. And it uses the it's like a little plug, like a USB plug you plug it up in, and it works just like the big one. But I had to get it because you never know when I was going to be out of breath. I never knew. So I had to make sure I have it. And then the solution, all of us have it. Myself, my youngest son, and my oldest son. The, yeah. So I had that, but I had the mask, I had the small mask, the big mask, and this. Cause 1, 2, 3. Um, I carry this now. I have a little bag. I carry this. I will pull it out on you, and I don't care. I will pull it out on you. Um, my nerves is shot. Like I'm shaking thinking about this. This is crazy. This is so crazy. I'm shaking thinking about this. My nerves never been like this ever. I've never had anxiety, never. And every now and then I was having anxiety with, my breast cancer. Like when I go to, like thinking about it is giving me anxiety. When I would go get my mammogram, I would have anxiety because I would think that I'm gonna have something that I couldn't feel. So I would have anxiety. Um, so I carry this and I carry this. So this and this is two different types of inhalers. And this is something I have to take every single day. Both of them. This one is preventative, this one is emergency. So as long as I keep taking this, I don't have to keep taking this as much. It's crazy, right? When I don't take this, or if I forget to take this and I keep using this, that's when I know I forgot this. This has been able to help me. I used to use Advar, which is this purple disc. But my doctor said that the powder inside is not great. It messes up your teeth and in your throat and stuff. So um he told me to use this. And then when I take this, I drink water afterwards and stuff like that because this is powder as well. You never know with drugs, so I have to be on the safe side. Because those powders inside, you never know what else it could do. But I know for a fact it helped, so I'm gonna still take it. What else I take is I always have my allergy medicine, ibuprofen. I also have my never leave home without it. I have that. And then I had like this is like I carry big bags for this reason. I know people think I'm crazy, but it's to the point where my nerves, my nerves. So imagine when the kids had to go back to school. My nerves. I carry these, the whites. I had to touch a knob. Yeah. Um, This right here is the best one for me because this is hand sanitizer by Dove because my hands are very dry and ashy. So when you use this moisturizes your hands. So this I use all the time. I have the huge ones and what I do is I just fill it up and carry this with me. But the kids, they have their own little ones and then I have a whole lot of these around. This I have the Lysol. This like I have to get the ones that are on the CDC because my nerves are shot. So if it's not on the CDC, I throw them out because some people give you stuff like little packets and whatever because they're trying to be nice and help you. But some of those things were not on the CDC, or if they were for something that wasn't good, I didn't play with it at all. So I do have other things, but this is just to show you how my life is now. I've always had asthma, but it never was this big, this bad, and this serious. Never. I noticed now that because I have RA, I have an autoimmune disorder. I've been taking TT's moringa. I was able to take this, and I take two tablets every single morning. This has helped me when it came down to my inflammation. This has helped me when it came down to energy. Because having the autoimmune disorder, I have a lot of fatigue. But the fatigue is not as bad when I take this every single morning. Now, mentally, I'm telling you physically, mentally, this has made me lose friends. This has made me lose customers. This has made me lose business orders. Um, Rona has made me lose a lot, but it also made me gain. So I don't want to say that it was all negative at all. I don't want to say that. But the mental part is I joined the club and it's a social club. So you have to be social, right? Well, Shauna started feeling anxiety during some events. And when you think of being in sometimes an area where there's a lot of people, my anxiety. And I try to be still and quiet so that I don't explode. Because sometimes I feel like crying, like, why do I put myself in this mess? Um, but then if I didn't go, I feel like, dang, Shauna, you're not giving yourself a chance. Like, these are the things that I go through, and I don't tell anybody because I don't want people to think I'm crazy. But I did speak to my therapist about it, and she said this is all normal. This is very, very, very normal. And I'm telling her it's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be normal. This is not supposed to be normal. For me, I never had a problem going out. Never had a problem being around people. Never have a problem with like I wanted to give my son a party for his 22nd birthday. And I thought that I can't do it. I can't do it because that means people gonna be in there, people gonna be around. Then I was thinking of giving him a dinner. Like it was so many things that I wanted to do, but if I had to invite a good amount of people, I felt like, oh no, I can't. It it has brought me down a lot. So a lot of things that I do is virtual. Makes me feel better. It makes me feel at ease that I can be home and safer rather than out there. I didn't tell you guys. How did I get it? How did I get COVID? I figured it out. We did a process of elimination and we tracked it. And we realized that my son gave it to me. Now, all that I'm leaving this job and I'm leaving that job and I'm leaving school, he already had it by the time he got home and didn't know it. Isn't that something? It sometimes make me really blame the government for keeping that so long because we would have been able to contain it more, you know? It was already in my son's school when they kicked him out. So he was able to bring that home when he kept saying, I did not want to bring anything to you. He kept saying that. I'm leaving my job because I don't want to bring it to you. I'm not doing DoorDash because I don't want to bring anything to you. I'm not going to FedEx because I don't want to bring anything to you. He quit all of those jobs to help him pay for school, for college, and his car payment because he didn't want to bring it home to me. And he brought it home to me. Isn't that crazy? Crazy. Now where he got it from, I he got it from school. Or one of his jobs. He believed he got it from school, but I don't know. That part I don't know. But I do know for a fact I got it from him. I'm not even gonna explain how we found that out, but we found it out. That's irrelevant how we found out. But yeah, so my business. The podcast was a product of the pandemic. Oh wait. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I had COVID the week before my birthday. I had it the week after my birthday. It is just like you say, it is hard to deal with, but go through it. I still have issues with breathing and asthma. I have blood clots now. Dang, I'm so sorry. I hate this. I hate it with a passion because I feel like we shouldn't be going through this. We're going through enough. How long has it been since you had COVID? I had it February 2001. I had it March 2020. March 2020 and still have symptoms. Never had it again after that though. I'm scared. I never had it again after that. I'm terrified. The kids, look, I'm telling y'all can't even see what but my desk have this. This is up there. This is in my room. Um my wipes, my sanitizer, they come in from the outside. I'm like this. Take your shoes off. Take that off, and I'm spraying them down. I'm scared because if I had got it that bad, I feel like if I get it again, it's gonna just be bad and worse. And it's just making my mind think of so many different things. A lot of people I know have new issues post COVID, especially respiratory challenges. Thanks for sharing your experience, being honest, but stay positive. I pray your healing continues. Thank you, Clara. My sister brought it to all of us from her being before she started working from. Oh, um, yeah. I'm so sorry you had to go through that, Bobby, and still going through it. I pray everything is great for you. Um, because I don't wish this on my worst enemy at all. Mm-mm. I do not wish having corona, Rona. Not supposed to say that. I do not wish that on my worst enemy at all because the what I'm going through and what I'm feeling is almost like I gotta deal with this for the rest of my life. And the psychological issue is I'm always saying something negative when it comes to it. Like, um, for instance, my goddaughter is gonna have a party next year though. It's next year. I'm like, "Oh, no, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad. Oh, we're gonna have like 100 people." In my mind, I'm like, 100 people. No, 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 no. How can I get over that? I have a year to figure it out, right? My anxiety. I never had anxiety into this. Never. Never had anxiety into this. Like I shake. Like I feel sweaty right now. because I feel like if I get it, it's gonna be bad. I feel like if I get it, I told you I couldn't do this. I don't know why I did this. I don't know why I did this. Why did I do this? Um, I don't know why I did this. The it's bad. And I don't think people realize how bad it is. How bad it got me to the point where I feel like I'm almost like an introvert. And I've never, ever wanted to be an introvert. Always wanted to be more outspoken and sociable. But it's almost making me like I don't want to go nowhere. I rather feel like I'm safe here. I'm safe. But it's bad because I'm thinking my business, I have to change everything now. So I invested in so many classes. How can I change from being social in my business working on a social way to being more home and virtual in my business working more virtual in the virtual way? So I had to do a whole lot of soul searching to do that. And that's why I decided to do the podcast. Now, I did the podcast because the other people were going through this. I'm not the only one. There's so many other people who has a business or who may have gotten infected with this and they don't know what to do and whatever. But it was mainly for us crocheters or crafters. Any one of them that are having this dilemma with their business, and I just wanted to prove and show that it can be done. I wanted to prove and show that yeah, we may have a hiccup, but it can be done. So that's when I started doing all of my research and taking these classes, and I'm still taking classes. And I'm still doing workshops. I'm still if it's a free class, I'm taking it. I don't care what it is, I'm taking it. If it's a paid class, if it's worth it, I'm taking it because you never know. Even if it's something I feel like I know, it may be something that they're teaching that I don't know. So that's something that you guys can definitely look into. It may be for instance, a lot of people like if I say I'm doing a Tunisian class, a lot of people say, "Oh, I know Tunisian already," or "I know how to do this already." Forget that. I'm gonna take it because I might be able to learn something. You never, ever, ever know what you're going to learn. I can be teaching the same exact thing, the same steps, and you might still learn something new. So I realized I took one class like 3 times, and the teacher is like, "You should know this already. You actually aced that class." I know. But I felt like I wanted to keep doing it because I felt like I can grow more into marketing. So I'm taking I done told the daggone class I wasn't gonna tell anybody until after I finished graduating, but I did. Um Yeah, but I wanted to do more into that area because I felt like that's the area I needed more strength, especially being that we are in a setting where we're going back out, but everything has changed now. So there's a lot of things that's more virtual now. So I had to put my business around being virtual and everything being scaled down outside. So marketing is where you need to be at if you want to get your stuff out there. So I didn't have to take a lot of pictures because a lot of my things were going to people who were going to showers or birthday parties or whatever. And then that's how my work was showing against all those other people. Now it's more so of I have to put it on social media in order for people to see. So I had to learn how to take pictures, how to market, how to get direct people. Because sometimes I don't even know if I'm getting the right set of people. But what I did was I wrote down um who's my audience. I have notebooks on everything. I wrote down who's my target audience. And shut up, Disha. Didn't we just talk about that, or was it you? I don't know if it was you or not. When it comes down to my boys and stuff, I used to say, "Stop them, tears. You don't cry." But people used to think that I would say that to just my boys. No, I meant it for all of us because I always say to myself, "Man up." I always said to myself, "Man up." But then that's when my therapist said, "That's why you are in the situation where you are now because you always manning up." I break out more. Like I break more because I'm always manning up. So I build and build and build, and it builds up so much that when I explode, it's a huge explosion. So she told me to stop doing that. Um, it's a lot. It's a lot. But yeah. So I had learned about some apps. I had took a class on how to make apps. So you just got to program your mind a little bit different so that you can be able to not just make the money, but have it come in passively, right? Passive income. I've never had it until after this whole when while we're in this pandemic. That's how I found out about passive income. Passive income is the income that just comes while you're asleep. I could be sitting here getting passive income. It just keeps generating and sending on a continuous basis. And I learned that so many entrepreneurs, the real entrepreneurs, they have passive income. Someone wanted me to sell some kind of like lip gloss and makeup and stuff like that. First of all I use is lip gloss. I don't really use makeup like that. I only use like eyeliner and every now and then mascara because I don't wear fake lashes. So I'm not a makeup person. Why would I sell it? I'm gonna sell something that I'm gonna do. So I said, no, that's not for me. I'm not gonna do it. But when you look at it, it's not really passive income right now because I will have to work hard to get it out there and start promoting. In order for me to promote that makeup and that lip gloss, I had to do some serious promoting in order for it to be passive income. And I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. So there's a lot of people making their own like butters and making their own like TT Moringa. Like she's making these and making a killing off of these because I'm gonna still buy these things. Like this literally has helped me. I even took it to my doctor and he even said this is the real stuff. Like I was told that she actually has the trees that she used and she, dries it up and put it in here. This is a organic business. When you have organic things in your business and you're generating from the bottom up, it's like more of a foundation and more concrete. And you don't have to worry about too many things hitting it and you crashing. You gotta be firm in what you're doing. Just like you said, stop them tears because you made it. That's how I feel sometimes when I look at my books. And that's another thing. You need books. You need books. You need a separate account. You need spreadsheets. You need all of that when it comes to the business because before the pandemic, I did it, but I didn't do it. Like I did it if I wanted to do it. I didn't do it because I had to do it. But now I do it and I do it all the time and I see the difference. And when you see the money coming in, and you see how much it is, and you see that, okay, this is how much I made. Let's see if I can make a little bit more. So I'm very competitive with myself. If I made um $2,000 one month, I want to see if I can make $2,200 next month or $2,500 the following month. I want to keep progressing. If I go down, I need to find out why am I going down and how can I fix that. Those classes that I took helped me to recognize that. The pandemic has failed me in the area of crocheting. Coco, In the area of crocheting, the pandemic kind of failed me. I had to decrease my orders, but the pandemic increased in passively income, increased in my blog, increased in my podcast, increased in my tutorials. It increased in areas that I didn't think it was going to increase. The the decrease for actually crocheting was because I'm always not feeling well. I'm tired a lot. I'm in pain with body ache sometimes. So the decrease in my crocheting wasn't because I just didn't want to do it. It was because my health is not the way it was beforehand. So I decided that that's best for me though. I said that's best for me. Yeah. I like it like that because I realize I'm able to collaborate more. I'm able to do more passive income and focus on passive income. I'm able to do the classes instead of crocheting all day, every day. Some people may not agree with that because when you have a crafting business, you want to do the craft, right? You want to be able to crochet because crochet is actually saved my life a lot of times. But it's not that I'm not gonna crochet. I'm just not gonna kill myself over crochet orders. That was the difference for me. The difference for me was more money that I make was on this side, and on this side, the crocheting had to decrease. So instead of crocheting for customers, I'm crocheting for the passive income. For instance, pattern, collaboration with someone else, testing for someone else. Um, there's so many things that I'm doing now and I'm involved with now and I'm going to do in the future that is going to create more wealth rather than me sitting there crocheting all day. I had to take it to consideration. If I sit here and I crochet 8 hours a day for like a week to complete a blanket, how much money am I going to make versus that same exact time passively? It was a tremendous, tremendous amount difference. I may have made $250 for this blanket, that one blanket that took me 1 week, 8 hours a day, to that same exact time doing something passively. I would make at least 500 to $1,000. And that's just basically as I'm crocheting, I was making that. But I can increase this if I decrease that. And that's what the pandemic taught me to do. The pandemic taught me my strengths, the areas that I needed to grow more, the areas that I needed to learn more about. Because to be honest with you, if it wasn't for the pandemic, I may not have done that. I may have been still crocheting. I met Little John, and Little John is the one who got it in my head that you need more passive income. You're very smart, Shauna. You could do this, Shauna. And I appreciate the knowledge that she spit to me because it made me think more of this passive income. Little John is doing it, right? She's killing it. TL, killing it. All the other crochet and knit gurus that are killing it, making six figures, that's where I'm on my road to, y'all. Can't tell everything because you have so many people that don't want you to do it. So I can't tell everything, but I'm excited in the road that I'm gonna take now. The pandemic got me there. Also, because of the pandemic, there's a lot of grants. A lot. A lot. There's money out there for you. If you want to do a nonprofit organization to teach young women and men how to crochet, there's grants. They're out there. I applied for one. I applied for a couple of them actually. I did the Joanne's one. Joanne's, I just got a honorable mention, and that was they gave me a gift certificate. That's it. I didn't win the whole thing. I've done another one where you are like a single mom with your own business. So these are the things that I just randomly looked up, or I would see in like business classes that I would take. Or I took a grant workshop. Research, classes, workshops. These are the things you need to do when you want to make more money. You want to make more money? That's where you need to look into. I um I am actually on the road of fixing my credit because my credit, that's another story that I'm gonna do, homeless and crocheting. That was another area I needed to pray on before I did because it's very emotional. But I also know that there are so many people that's going through what I'm going through or what I went through. I'm not going through that no more. But being homeless, broke, two kids, and to be able to crochet, you should be able to make some type of money, right? You gotta listen out for that one. I might do that next week. And then that next week, Monday, my aunt coming back on. So if y'all a fan of my aunt, she'll be on next Monday. But yeah, so I also learned that not just crochet is my thing. I learned that I could do so much more. Coaching. I didn't realize that coaching, you can make some good money doing that. I started doing more designs. So I started doing designs for other people. I was so excited about that one. I started doing some designs for other people, and making money with that. Small logos because I'm not a graphic designer, but I'm a graphic designer if you understand what I mean. I'm a freelancer, but I don't want to do it all the time. I just like to do it just to do it. I make logos, I make web designs, the Snapchat designs, the frames, the Facebook frames. Like I actually create them from scratch because I love it. I just love it. And then my grabs. Y'all know I don't play with my grabs. I make the grabs look good and stand out. So I do find ways of making money. And that's why I love to do what I do and speak about it because you guys can do the same thing. There as long as you have this trade, there's always money out there. So someone said, how can you make good money knowing that you're in an area where there are so many other people that do the same thing? Girl, I actually had some of them on like a week or two ago, and they live right here in Jersey City. They may know more people than I do. I don't know. But let me tell you something. They rock with what they do. I rock with what I do, but we all do something little different. I when it comes to like clothes, baby clothes, maybe regular blankets, maybe the granny square jackets and sweaters and stuff. That's something you may not want to come to me. When you want to come to me, that's when I do that detailed graphic crap. I do that. So if you want that, you come to me. Um, but I do anything and everything. It's just that is my niche. So when it comes down to everybody else, I don't really worry about that because um I never had a problem with finding customers at all. They actually find me, and sometimes I'll be like, "How did you find me? Where did you get my name from?" Because a lot of people that find me, I don't know who they are. I have no idea who they are. So whatever marketing that I'm doing, whatever advertising that I'm doing, it's working. I do not post a lot in the not Grafcan, in the crochet community because the crochet community is not going to hire me or purchase something from me unless it's a graph. So that's when I would, do it. But to be honest with you, my graphs sell for itself because if you realize I don't do a lot of that either. I don't do a lot of promotion on the graphs because whoever buys it is promoting it. When they are buying it, they create it, they post it, they give me credit, I make more money. That's how that works. So I have to continue creating things that other people are going to make. I have to make sure that my percentage of people not just hoarding my graphs, but creating them. I have to make sure that it's doable, it's legible, it's quality, and the size is not only proportionable, but it's a size that it won't take you years and years and years to do. That is what I give myself so much credit on. Because if you ask another grapher versus me, theirs may be a little bit larger than mine. Because that's another story. That's another day. I'll explain why another time. But yeah, that's why I learned how to make them smaller. And my percentage of people actually buying and crocheting is higher than those who are purchasing and not crocheting. And believe me, I keep up with that too. Because if you're gonna purchase and you didn't make it yet, and I don't see that you made it, I want to know why. I want to know what's going on. Are you okay? Is there something wrong with it? So, I know I need to work on this area or work on that area. And that's what I think a lot of people should do. You need to know when your business is going down, how you're going to pick it up. If it's worth picking back up. If it's worth resurrecting it. Is it worth um, giving it a shock? Is it worth it? Or should you just leave it down, leave it dead? Um, and I had to do that. And I realized crocheting is not where I need to be at right then and there. Um, oh, geez, I can't believe that I'm still getting so emotional about this. I think because it hit me so hard and the anxiety that I get, people think that I'm being crazy or a little over the top when if someone say, "Do you know X, Y, and Z?" I'm like, "Why are you even planning that? Where it's bad." Like I'm like, "It's bad. It's bad. Why would you plan a wedding in the pandemic? This is bad. This is bad." So yeah, I have to learn how to deal with it differently than what I am dealing with it because I almost look at people like you just don't care. That's how I look at people, and it doesn't mean that they don't care. It just that's how I look at it. I look at people like, wow, you just don't care. Like I feel when people say, "Well, I'm gonna get it anyway," I'm like, that's not an attitude you should have, especially with what I'm going through. The way I feel, that's not an attitude you should have with something like that. Because you never know. You could have something dormant inside of you, and that is gonna bring it out. God forbid anything can happen. And I don't want anything to happen to anyone. So that's why, I just get so antsy and panty and nervous and anxiety. I get that. I get it a lot. I get it a whole lot. So the fatigue, right? The reason why I think it was best also for me to not do as much crocheting is because I am fatigued and I lose a lot of the brain cells. My brain fog is already foggy because I had chemo and they gave me chemo that was like extremely high. They don't usually give the chemo that they gave me, they don't usually give someone who had breast cancer because someone who has breast cancer usually have it localized, but if it starts spreading like mine did, they would give you a little bit more or they would increase the dosage. The reason why they went crazy with me is because I was 25 years old and I still was having estrogen. So, if you don't know, cancer feeds on estrogen. So, when you're young and you have estrogen, which 25, I had estrogen. I was still getting a menstrual period. So, I still was getting it every single week. Being that I was getting my menstrual, not every single week, every single month. Being that I was getting a menstrual every single month, the tumor was feeding on that and the tumor was getting big really quick. I was asked, "When did you start feeling it?" I didn't feel it until, like, maybe 2 days before I started saying anything, and that was because I didn't do laundry and I wore a push-up bra, and the bra pushed it up. Otherwise, I would have never even thought to even look because I'm 25. So in my office, we like, this is just a fibroma because I worked in the doctor's office, in a GYN office. I was the nurse and the infertility counselor. So my boss and I were like, it's probably nothing. It's probably a cyst, fibroma, something like that. We're not thinking cancer until I went and found out it was. So that gave me extreme foggy brain. My brain was so foggy. But then I felt like I was getting back together because I was working still. I was doing some sharp things that made my brain like, get back together, right? Then in my 30s, I started, what in the world are you doing? I swear if y'all saw what I just saw. The kid need to get out more. I'm talking about me and my brain cells. Anyway, you um so in my 30s I realized it was something else going on. I just didn't know what it was. I found out later I had fibromyalgia, which is chronic pain, and I had chronic pain in like my shoulders and um all in here, all back there. I had a lot of pain everywhere. And I was told that that give you foggy brain too. Um, and then I had RA, an autoimmune disorder. I had foggy brain, period. And then to have the C word and then get that. And then I was told that give you foggy brain. Now, the other times I was able to recuperate. This time it's bad. It's bad, y'all. It's bad. I did this podcast a couple of times and I literally forget what I'm talking about. Like, as I'm talking, I'm like, I forgot. And I know some of you, if you watch me all the time, you heard me or you saw me because you're like, what the heck is going on? Yeah, it has gotten bad. I think the C word, foggy brain, was a little more traumatic and worse than the chemo brain and the fibro brain. I don't know. That's how I feel. I write things down. I have a diary and I think it's bad. I think it's worse because not only do I feel like spaced out, it's like almost like it's no coming back to it. Like before, I could be like, oh, "What did I say? What did I say?" And then I figure it out. I There's no coming back to it. No coming back. It's been times that I could stare, like I have these classes, and I could stare at what I have to do and still can't comprehend what I have to do. Um, Paperwork that I have to complete for certain things, I'd be thinking, this is on a regular. It take me like 20, 30 minutes. 3 weeks ago, I had to do paperwork for something, and it took me all morning, like 4 hours. Something that could have took me 20 minutes took me 4 hours. Because I had to scan the papers, save it, and I'm like, what's wrong with me? Why am I doing this? Oh my God. No one makes their hair like that unless they want a scene to. No one makes their hair like that unless they want a scene to. I don't know. I'm lost. See what I'm saying? I'm lost. I don't know what I don't know. I'm lost. I don't know what we talking about. What we talking about? But yeah, it's bad. So I asked my doctor, what can I do? because I'm too young to not remember these things. I almost feel like, am I going through it bad now? What is going to happen in another 20 years? So I'm just trying to do things to sharpen my mind. I play like little games. I write things down in my diary. So every single thing I do, I have to literally write it down. If days go on, like I can remember if somebody say you have to do this or you have to do that, I can kind of remember it right then and there. But then the next thing you know, if I'm not up on it, I forget. So that's why, my girl Shay helps me out and Disha helps me out. Like, I need help. If I get people asking me, for this graph in IG and that graph in Etsy and then another graph on my Facebook page, it's overwhelming. And I'm definitely going to forget because I need one location for everyone to go to. In order for me to remember, I need one location. So that's why I'm doing my website now. So my website is going to be that one-stop shop for everything because it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with when you're going through all of this. And then we're trying to um as of right now, I am trying to make sure my household is run well and my business is run well. Um, I can't get into it, but someone told me some stuff that's gonna happen. Ain't nobody got time for that. So I'm starting to stack up some stuff now. I'm not talking about that shortage and the ships and stuff like that. I think we should get stuff period, like water, and I think we should get stuff like that period. I'm talking about some other stuff with the schools and whatever. But yeah. It is easier for me to write it down. I have to say, look, my household need X, Y, and Z, and I need to set it up so I can get it. At times, I will forget. I've been to the store like 5 times, come back home and be like, I still didn't get that damn tissue, or I still didn't get that damn salt or something like that. Like I was supposed to get something for like 3 weeks now. I go to the store and come back home and still didn't get it. Like, what is going on? What is going on? Like, why are they doing this to me? Why are they doing this to me? And then when it comes down to my business, I didn't have the printer anymore because Ida flooded this area over here. So the bottom down here of this, all the yarn that was down here and all the yarn that was down here. And then there was a bin over there where the water was just splashing down. I had to throw all of that yarn in the garbage. All of the yarn. All of the yarn. Everything. So I had to write all of that down. And I have to say, okay, I'm eventually gonna get it back again. Then we found out that our beds got damaged. So now I gotta get beds. So what do you do, right? You already going through a lot. You, I'm still trying to figure out what area I need to pick my business up and what area I need to do this and do that. And then this Ida situation happened with the water. So I'm trying to buy a house, so I'm trying to save as much money as possible, not use the credit cards as much. But now I gotta use it to go to get beds now. Like it's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. It's a lot. So just be careful and take into consideration we are human. We are going through some things that we don't know. Because my doctor can't even tell me what to do or how to do it. So just take it to consideration that you're human and it's okay if you can't do this or you can't do that. It's okay. It's okay. Eli, can you pass me the box right there? I'm gonna show you something. I want to show you guys something, and this is very. Can you give me the? Why are you walking slow? I said, can you pass me the? So I wanted to show you guys something. We wanted to do an unboxing, but instead I did the unboxing with the girls. Um, and I was able to get something that I'm so excited about. Give me the whole box. I was so excited to get this. So I have cool friends that dye yarn, right? And my cool friends that dye yarn decided to pay homage to her friends, her Zoomies, who are we're crocheters, knitters, spinners, weavers, whatever. We're all of that. And so what she did was she gave some different samples of I think I still got it too. She gave samples of different types of skin tone. And the skin tone, she said, just put it next to your skin and see which one fits you. So I did that. I put it up to my skin and I said, which one is best for me? So the one that I chose, I realized it's not really my skin tone. But that particular day it was because it was during the summer. But it's okay. So this is Summer Shauna. I'm gonna tell her to call it Summer Shauna. So Busy Peach made yarn in my name. So if you would like to purchase Busy Peaches, let's see, can you see it? Busy Peaches skin tone yarn. Just ask for Shauna. This one is homage almost homage to Shauna. See my name? Can you see it? Shauna! This is my yarn. This is my yarn. I got yarn that says Quran and yarn that says Shauna. I just need yarn that says Gibbons, and then I'm set. Caron is Quran, not Karen. And this one is Fran. This one is Fran yarn. She's another one of our Zoomies. So this one is a little lighter, but she has different shades. So check her out. Busy Peach. Is her website is bzypeach.com. Check her out because she got some cool yarn. She has some different colors that you will love. She also has this um what is it? It's like a subscription where there's only exclusive yarn that she's doing. And I saw this yarn that she had and I'm like, I want that yarn, but I'm not in the exclusive part. So yeah, Caron, Caron, not Karen, Kar. But yeah, so if you want some Shauna or Fran or Kamara, like there's different other shades. Go check it out. I think that this is cotton. So if you wanted to use it for like aragurumi, which is like dolls and stuff like that, this is good. I was also gifted this. Anyone use the Lion Brand tones, the skin tones from Lion Brand? Skin tones. So I was gifted this as well. I am going to do a little swatch or a sample using the Lion Brand, and I'm going to do a video on that to show whether or not it's a good yarn to use for graph bands. So I have at least one color of each skin tone, and they have all types of skin tones, all different types. Like if you are butter pecan, vanilla, chocolate, cocoa moco, all of that. It's like, how many is it? It's a lot. Because I was thinking like, isn't that the same? But it's no, it's like the shades are like one shade different. See? They're like they're like one shade different. This one is for like a pale person, I guess. someone who doesn't have a this is ivory. So and then it has someone who's like blurple. So if you're blurple, this is blurple. Or is this blurple? Both of these are like blurple. So like black and purple. Yeah. So, any shade. And I do get people that say to me, I have a light skinned person. Can you make it light skin? Or I have a dark skinned person. Can you make it dark skin? Oh, she's Hispanic. Can you make her Hispanic? And I'm like, okay. And I'll make it the same thing anyway. Because I don't want to be using like the chocolate and it'd be so dark, or I don't want to make it too light. I always use the same color, and the color that I use is camel from Big Twist. Can you pass me camel? What's camel? The brown yarn over here. So I think that this is something that you could look into if you want to do origami or whatever. But I'm gonna definitely test these for nobody was paying no attention to you. I'm gonna definitely test these for what you call these things. See what I'm saying? Brain fog. I think this one is closer to this. Not even like these shades are crazy. This one is closer to the one. Yeah, this one is closer to camel. Cedar wood is closer to Big Twist camel. I'm gonna beat you. Who threw it? You? Get out of here, yo. Get out. So I just wanted to show you that just in case, you wanna make something for Christmas and you might wanna do, the dolls, if you wanted to do the dolls or something like that. Um, but I like these. I like these. These are cool. Um, and I had bought this for Gail. I think I bought it for her birthday. I think these are cool. Coco did it. Coco hit me. Somebody hit me. I felt it. Did you hit me, Coco? She she knows she's not even supposed to be up there. I should get her. I don't spray her, but I should. But yeah, so tomorrow, I'm going to go over some things for Mentor Monday to help marketing. I'm going to help you market your business. Marketing is what I am going to school for now. So I've learned so much. And to be honest with you, the crazy thing is we're doing it so wrong. The more and more classes that I'm taking, the more and more I'm like, we're doing this so wrong. And I wanted to do more branding. So I started taking branding workshops and stuff like that. So branding and marketing is what I'm going to go into tomorrow so that um once you realize your branding, marketing is easy. Easy. And so I'm going to start from scratch and do my mom's. And I'm going to show you how I do that. I'm going to show you the road of branding for my mom. It's going to be a secret. She doesn't know I'm doing it. I'm going to surprise her. But she does cakes and stuff like that. So I decided to do her logo and um come up with some type of saying and just start from the basics and work my way up so that she could have a whole branding of her business as Mimi's Cakes by Joanne. So I'm going to have it all. Like I might even put like, it's so good to smack your mama, but I might make my own little jingle to it because she is my mom, so it'll be a little more like an irony. Yeah, and I'm gonna do the logo. I'm gonna do her thank you cards, her business cards, and I'm gonna have you guys walk with me through that step so that you too can do your branding the same way. And you don't have to spend a whole lot of money. We do not realize that um branding is not that, the cost is not that bad. You can actually do it from home. You could do it from home. So we're gonna do that tomorrow. We're gonna talk about that tomorrow. And I hope you guys had a good day. I hope you understood my emotions today. I don't know why I keep smelling this daggone soap, but it's so good. I got this from TT Moringa. If you want the information for TT Moringa, I'll give you the information for TT Moringa. And I think that's it. Busy Peach, all that stuff, all the goodie stuff, so you can get your good yarn and everything. So you have a good one. See you tomorrow. If you want to learn more about branding and marketing, that is tomorrow. The organic, cheap way. Yeah, because we ain't got no money to be branding and marketing. We're gonna do it the cheap way, and I'm gonna show you how I do my mom. Good day. Just have not been able to sleep. Melatonin. Do that work for you, Eli? From I'm a Eli. Do melatonin work for you? Get it. Melatonin. Now, in the beginning, I said I was not going to use it, but so many people have. Get it, get it, get it. So many people had got it and used it. So what I did was I looked it up. What is the best one to take for me, and not just me, for a kid too, because my 12-year-old takes it as well. And this is what came up: Nature's Bounty. Nature's Bounty makes me go to sleep. And it's melatonin, and it's 3 milligrams. I do believe they have like 5 out there, but 3 knocks me out. And not a lot of things knock me out at all. But 3 milligrams knock me out. 3 milligrams knock my son out. And they're really tiny. And all you have to do is put it underneath your tongue. See how tiny they are? They're really, really, really tiny. And you put it underneath your tongue and you let it dissolve. It dissolves and it promotes relaxation and sleep. And I say maybe 30 minutes later, I'm knocked out. Him, less. Usually I would tell him to go take a shower, to take it, put it on his tongue, take his shower. By the time he get out his shower and go in his room, he knocked out. Right? How do it make you feel sleepy in the morning? No, it don't make you sleepy. Do it make you sluggish? Yeah. No. So this is really good. It doesn't make me sleepy or sluggish, and I'm always sleepy and sluggish in the morning, but I'm actually good as long as I take my moringa. The only thing is, you don't want to be addicted to it. It's not addictive. I looked it up. It's not. He says it tastes bad. It really isn't bad. It's not addictive at all, but it makes me nervous because he's saying I can't go to sleep without it. But he only takes it when he has to go to school the next day. So, but I gave it to him because he was sleeping in school. I would tell him to go to bed like around 9 something. And I would tell him to go to bed. And then like an hour or two later, I go in the room, he's still up. And then school, he be asleep in school. So once I started giving this to him, he has not fell asleep. So try it and let me know if it works for you. Let me know because I'm an Amazon affiliate. I can see if I can get promotions for this. So let me know so I can get you guys some promotions. Try it. I'm gonna be. I'm gonna get you. All right, you guys have a good night. I will see you tomorrow. Branding and marketing, and that's for Mentor Monday. You have a good one. Keep getting better for yourself, Bobby. 10 days on, 3 days off. I don't know what that means. I take those two. They are the only one that works. Yes, Bobby. All right, see Santos, try it. Have a good one. Talk to you tomorrow.